It's all about vibration. And first got into this, I encountered these Bigfoot creatures actually this year in Nevada Mountain, California. That was in 1971, and we couldn't answer the enigmas we had with classical science, so I finally got into modern science, which seems to answer a lot of the questions that I had, and a lot of people have even today. It's still over 100 years old, and it's called quantum science. And according to Dr. Christopher Brer at West Texas A&M, everything from the atom to the cosmos works through the laws of quantum physics, the rules of quantum physics, I should say, which is mathematical. We live in a third density environment, but everything is really energy, frequency, and vibration. And the topic today is vibration, because it seems as though if you can get the right vibration of anything, you can change its matter, according to Einstein, and according to Dr. Paul Dirac, who won the Nobel Prize in 1933 for antimatter. Because if you can change matter into energy. And so that may be how these things are staying so elusive, at least some of them, the ones we dealt with up there in the Sierra Nevada mountains. It's been quite a journey for me, and really quantum science is what I love, and I think anybody can get their head around it. A lot of people say, well, that's too deep for me. Well, no, it's not too deep for people. Everything is energy, frequency, and vibration. It's energy vibrating at a frequency. And you got to find that frequency and learn how to manipulate if you can, which we haven't learned how to do that in our third density here, but you learn how to manipulate frequency into a higher tone, or whatever you want to call it. You can manipulate matter. I think that's how a lot of our religions do their miracles, supposedly. And if you can find the frequency, there you are, and that's a vibration. And so everything is vibration. I just got to emphasize that because this is a good vibe day, right? So including us, we have to learn how to raise our personal vibration. And I get into a lot of Tesla stuff and stuff like that in my books, and Einstein, and I quote a lot of professionals, and it's just been quite a run for me. I've been doing this since the 1950s when I encountered these beings of the Sierra Nevada, California, but they seemed to step ahead of us all the time, and never could quite figure that out at the time, and we underestimated what they were. We thought they were just a big ape in the woods, but they're more than that. What we ran into were, I'm not sure, in fact, I'm quite sure they're not all the same. I've been all around the world now looking at these things, looking for them, I should say, getting reports from other people from around the countries. And anyway, they are different, and that's because I get into the ethereal part of our being, the two parts that we're made of. Our embodiment is our embodiment, our biological body, but we have the ethereal part, our spirit, our consciousness, which cannot die according to physics. It just goes on and on. So how does that make sense? Well, our body has to give out. Everybody's body's going to give out, but then so what? It's just a body, and we're really not that. We are a spiritual being inside of a body, experiencing things, and that's what life to me is all about: is experiences. Why I had, and me, the other guys in the hunting camp, remote area of Sierras, had all these experiences up there has always been a question people ask. Well, I don't know, unless we had the right vibration and we were the right people that these things wanted to deal with. But they did, and we recorded them. All of us were. So we had a lot of redundancy in recordings over the years. And it started in 71 and went all the way through to 76 with the close-up stuff. The Enigma stuff kept going on. In fact, I've had several things happen up there that just we couldn't answer. So anyway, the quantum physics is not the woo, it's not the paranormal, it's the scientific answers to those woo-woo things that you want to call them. The Chinese word woo-woo, but it's just quantum science. All you got to do is get a book. You can't get your head around it. It's not a big deal. It's just something you can't see with your two eyes because we're in a third density environment. So you got to learn how to really get yourself tuned in to this new rule. It's modern science and it's real. And really, when you do that, you learn how to meditate, you learn how to clear your head. Because we've all been trained with our brain has been trained since the time of birth to believe this, not believe that, speak this language, not that language, da-da-da-da-da, it goes on and on. Everybody's been, I want to say it, brainwashed. And we got to learn that our heart has not been that way. Our heart receives, I believe, from the pineal gland, which is a receptor from the universe, And that's the thing, the oneness that we're all part of that we haven't realized yet. But we're all are part of the oneness that's there. And you get deep into your heart and let it vibrate with your brain that's sitting on your shoulders, and let it get out of that box and listen to your heart. A lot of times we've been so conditioned in our brain that we just don't listen to our heart. And that's really the thing that's lead us into a higher vibration. And we are energy vibrating at a frequency. So you really want to get vibrating and get where we're supposed to go in the universe, which is another realm. We live in the third. There's several others. According to science, we only see what we can see with our two eyes in this environment. And that's between 430 and 770 terahertz. There's so many other frequencies out there, and they're all there. Science has established that. They're there. We just don't see them with these two eyes, which are limited by light. And the third eye inside, the pineal gland, which I mentioned, doesn't depend on light. It can receive without light. It just receives from the oneness. You can learn that it does connect to the heart. The heart has to get in coherence with the brain. So the brain has to step out of that conditioned box and listen to what's going on and go by your heart feeling so much. Now, that doesn't mean you're supposed to erase common sense, but still, you got to learn that oneness that you want to be part of can be done through meditation and just calming yourself each day, which I do. I try to, and people that understand me do it too. And I just hope that people understand this, that quantum science is not the woo. It's not something you can't understand. It is something you can get your head around. And I believe it answered a lot of the enigmas we had going on with these beings called Bigfoot up there in the Sierras. We've seen lights that didn't make sense. We've seen orbs. We saw heard sounds that it was not language, just weird sounds. And it had to be done through a massive intellect and also a very unique vocal mechanism. And it's been established now by science that these sounds were representative of an animal 8 foot tall, over 8 foot tall. Excuse me. Anyway, and also by cryptolinguists trained by the Navy, a 2-time graduate of the foreign languages in Monterey, California, which had him vetted very well, and he has a very high rating, and he established that this is a language after he listened to our sounds by the human definition of language, which means a morphine stream of words. And you get into that, and you find out that doctor from Brown University, Philip Lieberman, passed away recently. He says only humans have the vocal mechanism for articulated language like we're doing right now. And that's really something, because you take that along with the other two elements I got, Dr. Curlin at the University of Wyoming, who studied the sounds for a year, and an electrical engineer, high rated, written over 100 papers, a very authentic person, and a cryptolinguist, Scott Nelson, and then you brought Dr. Lieberman, Brown University, puts the human element in it. And these things have a language, at least what we deal with. I'm not saying they all do, because I believe they can, a lot of them be different. A lot of them are crossbred from indigenous people all over the world. And I've been in Nepal, I've been to Russia, I've been into Siberia, I've been into, several places researching and stuff. And basically the South America thing was a real eye-opener too, because you see things that just don't make sense to us as in regular Newtonian physics, I should say, how they put some of these boulders together with like a jigsaw puzzle. It's all through vibration, I believe. If you find the vibration, even Tibetan monks can move boulders now with sound vibration, and they do that, and that's a matter of a record. So how do they do that? They got these big horns. They got a method of doing that, which I write about in one of my books, and it's just really fun. It's not just interesting in how important we are as human beings on this planet. We've been given dominion on this planet, but we're supposed to learn from it. Everything on the planet is an experience, and we have to go through this experience in our biological body, but we're supposed to learn through our etherical body, which is the spirit. We're supposed to learn through this consciousness that's going to pass on. It's going to have to reincarnate, or it's going to have to go to another dimension, another third dimension somewhere else. But we are designed to get up out of this dimension. We were made by very high frequential beings. I want to get into the Anunnaki, but I do that in my book too. Anyway, we are made to be ninth dimensional beings, in my opinion, and that's But from here, the ethereal body goes into a learning stage, which is sixth dimension. If you've conquered all your experiences, and what I mean by conquering them is love and compassion. We can learn to respond to everything without being a victim. Just love and compassion. Everything that happens to you, you got to learn to respond to it properly. And when we do that, we are on our way to another place when we do pass on. And we're all going to pass on. If you want to believe that or not, you are going to, die. Or I shouldn't say die. Nothing dies according to physics. It only changes form. So we're going to change form. If you're religious, you're going to go to heaven, you hope. If you're a physicist, you're just going to change forms. And that's according to physicists all around the world. That's what happens. Our ethereal body cannot die. So there, I've kind of said it all really quick. Have any questions, ronmorehead.com can reach me. I'm available. I do this stuff. This is all I do now. Is I want the word to get out of what I think is important to humanity. We're in the last stages of this environment. I think it's going to transition, hopefully, maybe in my lifetime. I don't know, but we got to know who we are as humans, how important we are as humans, how very, very important we are as humans, and to learn to respond to our experiences with positivity. Learn to get your life in positivity. You won't get sick anymore. You're going to be just fine. You're going to be better off. You're going to attract through vibration. You're going to attract other people with high vibration. You're going to not dismiss, but you're going to not let negativity be part of your life. And that's very, very important.